This is Janvar by SP24699. It is 100.18 megabytes to download. The description is fairly long, so I'll just grab a few things out and then anything else we'll look at in game. But at the top it says a piece of an imaginary municipality of Hoika in Kainuu, Finland, inspired by the acclaimed Finnish television series Metsälat. Apologies if I've pronounced any of them things wrong, I probably have. But there is 12 contract fields of various shapes and sizes. 3 buyable private roads. There's a pre-placed buyable sawmill, but also ones that you can place down yourself. There is a custom pallet type for planks, stacks that make handling large quantities of lumber a bit quicker. A new factory that produces barley juice, a northern alternative for vanilla grape juice, and there's another new production building, the oat cereal factory, that makes cereal out of materials that fit the northern setting. A custom crop calendar, a custom soil map for precision farming, and there's Finnish license plates featuring EU plates, plain white plates and orange tractor plates, and it says dark and snowy winters that put your winter equipment to the test, and then various selling stations, but obviously we will look at in a second. So without further ado, let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes, and this is the map, guys. So as you can see, quite a lot of forest areas. There's a few fields over here, also up here. These are grass fields, we'll talk about those in a second. There's a few more fields over here. We are actually over here on the side of this road, which leads all the way up. Now this road here that runs through, as far as I can tell on my little look round earlier, it is the main road. So this is the only road I believe that has traffic on. The rest is sort of quiet, so you should be okay traveling around the map. Now I am in new farmer mode, and in new farmer mode we start off with nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. We've got no equipment as well, which is literally throwing you in the deep end. And that is the case with Farm Manager and Start From Scratch as well. So the slot count and everything is the same, exactly the same across all 3 modes. So we'll look at the slot count in a second. But yeah, this is the map. Don't start off with anything. These are the 2 lakes that it talks about. You can't buy those. There is a few areas where we can't buy, like here and here. Basically, I think it's anywhere where there's a sell point or a production chain. It's the kind of normal rule now. If there isn't a number in the middle of the plot, you can't really buy it. So in terms of prices of pieces of land, there's still a few fields. The fields are a little bit expensive, but they are fairly big. We'll have a look at them as we go round. So 7 is 317 grand, 10's 274. Got some smaller ones over here, that's only 30 grand, 42 for that. 156 like so. Now if I click back on there, it says field 11 and 12 there, but these you can't buy like individually. It comes with all this plot here, so these are going to be a bit more pricier. 196 grand for that and 247, but obviously you are getting that field as well. Like I said, those 2 are grass fields, and I think that's a grass field, and so is number 1 like so. The other plots, they're not too bad because obviously there's not a lot on there, just a few trees, so you might be able to make quite a bit of money. But 41, 193 grand, 127, let's find a small cheaper bit, 33 grand like so, so not too bad. And as for the purchasable roads, it is this guy. You can just about see either side of the black line, which is the road, the track. You've got the sort of white boundary that goes normally around your plots you can buy. So if you've got a road that's got that either side, that is going to be one of the roads we can buy. So 9,398 for that. The other one is up here again, 7,910, and I believe the bottom one, there we go, which runs along there, that's 8,208. So that's pretty much that. There's nothing really else to say or tell you apart from when we look round. There is no custom crops. if I scroll through this way, there is no collectibles. We don't start off with any production chains. And as it says, there is a few contracts on some of the other fields. We've got some nice character faces there, looking a bit dodgy. No animals, obviously. No vehicles. And if we go into this menu, if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, we have got that barley juice. So that is the only custom thing that's in, but that's pretty cool. I like that as an idea. And if we go into the crop calendar, that looks a little bit different, a little bit special. We've got a couple of planting windows for some crops, which is pretty good. I think the ones down the bottom look pretty similar, but definitely that looks all different, doesn't it, there? And that is it, guys. So that is all of that bit. Now, terms of mods, if we go into here first, scroll down there, we've got some things modded in for the map, as in like vehicles and tools. It's just these two tankers. You can find these under tools and animals. They obviously the base game tankers. We've got the MKS8, that's the Mark II. They're modded in because they are going to take your barley juice. That is it, basically. And then obviously that one, because if I do scroll up into tools and go to animals, we do have the base game ones here, exactly the same price and capacities. If I scroll to the end, there you go, and you can just see the barley juice symbol at the bottom. So that is those modded in. Even in terms of building wise, let's get somewhere a little bit. It's not really flat, is it, to be honest with you? What did we have? We had in farmhouses, there's not a huge amount, but there is quite a few farmhouses, different sort of shapes and sizes. I think it's basically two of each, but they're different colors. Look, if I show you that angle, see a slightly lighter brown, we've got a bigger one, and then the lighter brown color. That is it for farmhouses. Quite a few to pick from though. If we go to production and factories and scroll around to the end, we've got the barley juice factory. Now this does look the same building as the grape juice factory, the standard one, but if we zoom in, we do have customized logos and writing on there, obviously for the map. We'll look at that at the end. I'm going to place a couple down, but basically you put barley and water in, you can get barley juice out. This is the oat cereal factory. That does look like the base game one, so that's that. It just takes, again, we'll look at this at the end. I'll place them down and we'll have a look, but it will take a couple of different sort of variations to the standard one. And then we've got a couple of sawmills. I'm not quite sure. I think they're both the same, if I'm honest, looking at them. There is one of these already on the map, which we'll look at. It's hard to get you a decent angle in this mode. I think it's just the colours, isn't it? Yeah, that's a dark sort of brown wood one, and that's sort of like a greeny. Yes, I think it's just the colours that are different, nothing special. That is it for the mods. If we go across to landscaping and painting, nothing extra really. We've got animal mud, asphalt, concrete, dirt, forest ground, grass, gravel and rock. That is it. There was a, well, they've got the map name underneath the trees, but there's nothing we haven't already seen, but there is quite a few in here, so I think they've just added pretty much every tree that we've probably seen. But yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. And if I go into here, obviously there is nothing to see. Look, we've got nothing in our garage. If I click on something, you will see up the top there, the slot count is 509. And like I said, that is across all three modes. So, there you go. So I really think this map is kind of a complete build from scratch in all three modes, which is pretty cool. I think it's something a bit different. That's a bus start. We do have some custom signs as well telling us to go to certain places. In fact, I think we're going to take that track a bit later as we finish off, but for now we are going to get ourselves a pickup, because obviously we do have no vehicles at all, and obviously we don't start off with a farm or anything like that. There is some buildings on the map. Let's get this as I'm chatting. Buildings placed around on the map, a couple of places that look like farms, particularly this place, which is a sell point, which is up round there somewhere. But obviously you can't buy them, so it will be literally a case of, you know, buying a plot of land and just building up from there, which is pretty smart. So we've spawned up here. That's obviously going to be your reset point, or if you buy, lease, anything like that. So we are now at the shop. We will start the tour around. I think at the end as well I will take a look at those two factories. I possibly might do something with the sawmill as well, so look, we can check out that custom pallet. That will probably mean me chucking some wood in the sawmill and then skipping maybe forward a day or a month, whatever. Anyway, in front of us I do have a sell point up here at the shop, and this is a farming shop. So just round the back and around this side, although it's not posted up, this is a fuel point just there. Now one thing I will say, if we go into the prices menu and scroll up to fuel, diesel, it is showing 3 places there. Obviously farming shop diesel I believe is where we are, but it also says farming shop fuel oil. I'm not quite sure where that is, and the fuel station is literally across the road opposite us, so I'm not quite sure what that is, and you can't tag those 2 places up either. So anyway, shop menu there, and as you can see again on a lot of the buildings we've got the Finnish writing, I suppose that is, and all that malarkey. Pretty cool. Very small derelict fuel station, but there is your fuel station. And if we go around this side, we've got a workshop as part of the shop. Now if you park in front of this door, it seems to pick it up because there's no sort of markers to tell you where you need to be. So that is that bit. Right, moving on out of here, we've got our first production, which is literally just in here. This is the dairy. Obviously you can purchase it. This one is the standard base game dairy, and there you're gonna get your pallets and your tipping malarkeys. And then we go out onto this road. It's a bit of a shame there's no traffic on this road, but I guess it is what it is. But I do really like the roads, very nice and crisp. Some people might think it's a little bit too clean and crisp. Word of the day is crisp, but there is people walking around, as you can see. And then up here is another sale point, and this is grocery store. So as you can see, look, there is places on the right hand side, houses and that. So we're now up here, but you can't buy this plot, so you wouldn't be able to chuck a doormat down. But again, all custom, look, with all the writing, 5% off by the look of it. Awesome. Do like a bargain. Now moving on, we're going to drive round. We've got a little bit of a drive now, so we will take this road. Oh, what I will show is this is the edge of the map. Where are we? Up here, quite like that. Obviously it is going to end there. I can't go excuse me, can't go any further, but as you can see the road bends off round out of sight. I like it when that finishes like that. Again, custom signs, look, telling us where we are heading. Little tracks and pathways leading off to different places, like so there, and then it goes into a sort of dirt track now, which is still fairly smooth. There's a couple of little bumps here and there, which you'd expect, but there is a lot of trees on this map, and as you can see there is a very vast mixture of what trees they are. I think they've taken pretty much all the trees that are in that menu and just slapped them in. That back here, where are we, is one of these roads that you can buy. And I did wonder what the little circle was up the end, but it is literally nothing. It's just kind of like a turning circle. So I just wondered if anything would appear once you've done that, but it doesn't. I haven't bought all the pieces of land on the map, so I'm pretty sure there isn't anything that will appear when you buy the plots. Doesn't seem to be that type of map. So just on the mini map, we've got one of the lakes over through there. We'll take a look at the other lake down the bottom when we go past it. But we're now coming into the area where we've got a few fields, so as you can see, and we'll have a look at some of the fields in a second. Turn left in here. There's a few things in this area, but it's mainly your animal dealer. But the proper area or name for this area is, and apologies if this is wrong, Kuvara Estate. It's called Kuvara Estate. So I will leave that there. First of all, we have the sell point, like so. Now there's this fuel tank here, but I drove around with the pickup and with the help menu on, it wasn't coming up with refill, so I think that possibly is just decorative. But over here we've got a point where you can buy manure, only manure, and then we've got the animal dealer itself. Obviously we don't have any barns or animal pens, etc. But if we go up into landscaping, you can see these fields are pretty good sizes, and some of these kind of three here, you could easily join them together. I think there might be a ditch in beneath all this growth, but you could sort of smooth it out, bring it up a little bit. But yeah, these fields, look, some of them are very big, as you can see, decent size. So moving on from there, down this way, I think we join up with the main road now, so we should see some traffic. Hopefully we might see some go past in front of us if we're lucky. Probably hit some. That's probably, there we go, there is a car. Awesome. So it does look a slightly different road to what we were on earlier. Looks definitely more of a main road, doesn't it? Again, very smooth, very crisp detail. We will keep going and turn left and into this area. I will spin round and stop there. Right, couple of sale points. First one here on the left. This is called Furniture Retail Chain, and then in brackets dock number 1. So I'm guessing obviously it's in line with the door numbered number 1. So that's pretty cool. They've done that. Again, got a custom sign up there. Now, even though this is called Furniture Retail Chain, it takes a few extra things. I think it takes cotton wool, cotton and wool, not cotton wool, cotton and wool, fabric, furniture, planks, I think it will take, which is good. And then this guy, that is outside door number 4. This is called Grocery Wholesaler, and in brackets dock 4. So there you go, and that will take a few different products as well. Now just in here we have our grain mill, so your tip-in point there, produce will appear there, and then obviously you can buy the grain mill over there, like so. There's the edge of the map, but we need to go back up this way and then take a left. You could probably just about see it on the mini map. We will wait for this van, hopefully nip there. Cool. So again, we're going in through the forest along the dirt track, and it's not all flat. Look, we're going up and around. Lots of trees again. We're just coming up to the lake on our right hand side. We'll stop and have a look at that quick. And obviously both the lakes, I presume, have got names. They are on the map, which we will look at in a second. We'll have a sort of recap. So a pretty good sized lake. In fact, if we go up to landscaping mode, you can see the size of this lake. Huge. There you go. Right, heading on down. We've got a couple of more places to visit. And then we'll take a look at some of those things I said about earlier. Whoa. Let's see if we can stay on the track. That was a little bit bumpy, I must admit. Now we do have the edge of the map on the left hand side, which doesn't look great. It almost looks like some sort of swamp, and the trees look a bit, there's one glitching out there, but there you go. You're not probably going to spend a huge amount of time down this end, I wouldn't have thought, unless you're clearing all these trees. And in here is our sawmill, which is one of the ones I showed you earlier. So we've got the darker wood one. So you'll tip in there and your little icon to sell the wood, and we can buy the sawmill here, which I will do later. 180 grand, but we do have 2 points of spawn by the look of it. And then over the back we've got a wood chip point where you take your wood chips out. And then back on this road, we shouldn't be getting any traffic on here either. Then we should literally be ending up where we spawned in and go off down to that farm, which is Lepovar. So we spawned in just there in that bus stop. Literally probably just got off the bus. There's the sign for Lepovar. Again, apologies if I'm pronouncing that completely wrong. Up in through here, we've got a couple of meadows there back on our left there, and then we've got 2 small fields either side of this track in a second, up by this farm. So just there is one, and then that one just there looks like a grass field. That is a grass field, isn't it? Number 4. Then we come into this farm area, and I presume this is the farm that they talk about. People will recognise if they're fans of the TV series. And that sell point is just there, like so. But that is the farm. So yeah, you cannot buy any farms. You will need to literally crack on. That is just decorative. So there we go. Right, what I'm going to do, let's we'll do this bit, and then I might do the sawmill. I'll have to come back to you, come off camera, but we're going to buy that plot there and ruin the wheat or barley, whatever's in there. Let's have a quick look. We'll show you what we did first. So obviously we spawned in about here, didn't we? Just here. Jumped up to the shop. I did all around that area with the sale point and fuel. That was the dairy. Up here to the grocery store even. All the way down this track like so, into here, the animal dealer area, out of here, all the way along into these 2 sale points and the grain mill, back out all the way along this track into the sawmill, up here. Oh, and I went down in through there tonight, and we are now here. So we're going to buy plot 2 or field 2, 60 grand, purely just to chuck down some buildings. We're going to add in some money quick. I don't normally do this. I do this a lot off camera, but I thought I would quickly do it whilst you guys are here. Let's just chuck in a load of money, because I possibly will buy the sawmill as well after this, if I can afford it. Right, so let's place down all the way to the end. We'll go for the barley factory. We'll put that like that. Awesome. And it was this cereal factory, wasn't it? So like I say, that one looks pretty much like the in-game one. So I'll quickly run across the road. So it will be quite similar. So you tip in there, your products are going to appear there, and then to manage it, we can see the recipes there. So a little bit slightly different to the base game one. In fact, let's just take a look at that. There is the base game one. So as you can see, same building. So for this one, you put in oats, corn, honey and raisins to get your cereal. with this one we've got honey, sugar, oats and barley. So you will only get this normal cereal out. The cereal isn't different, so that you can sell that as normal as cereal, but that is that ratio. And then I will quickly whiz over here, and again this is the same as the grape processing unit. So you're going to tip in there. This is where you're going to fill up your tankers with your grape. Oh, not grape juice, is it? I'm having a nightmare now. Your barley juice. I will get there in a minute. It's been a long day. Here we got the barley juice factory. So 9 water, 5 barley, and then you get 4 barley juice out. That is your ratios. Awesome. So there you go. Right, bear with me and I will do some investigating in the sawmill. Right, we're back. I skipped through till September. Chucked a few trees in from this side of the forest. Not a great deal, but these have spawned. To me they look a bit like the wood beams almost. But anyway, that is them planks, so that is how they will appear. If we go into here, gives you a chance to see the ratios, etc. Like so, and the cycles per month. I've probably got a few wood chips over there, yeah, 313. But there you go, guys, that is it. That is the map. That is your Janvar by SP24699. Hope you have all enjoyed the tour. If you have, please hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts as well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. That would be fantastic even. And don't forget to smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I'm going to take a rest now. I've been FarmSim Snowy. Stay frosty.